stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Should have waited for JD. Sorry, JD. I already broke the rule. 2 months in, I've already made an enemy out of JD. I'm going to call the special meeting of the Salem School Board of Trustees to order. We have verified there is a quorum. On the agenda tonight, we're going to be voting on the hiring of the Salem football coach and strength and conditioning teacher. So at this time, I will ask for a motion to make that vote.
I'll make the motion.
Rebecca White makes the motion.
I'll second.
Seconded by Allison Ezell. All in favor, raise your right hand. All opposed, same sign. Motion passes. At this time, I'd like to give Coach Gleason an opportunity to come up and say a few words. We got a nice crowd for you, Coach. So please come up and say a few words if you like.
All right.
I want to make sure I didn't put you on the spot. So
No, hey.
like that was.
Well, thank you, board. Thank you. I appreciate it. Is this working? Okay. I just want to make sure. Actually, we just pulled in. We're coming from Shelbyville, Indiana, so got out of school right at 3:30, and so we pulled right in at 5 o'clock here. So thank you very much. I want to thank the committee to hire the football coach. We met last couple weeks ago, and it was a great conversation that we had with Coach Whedon and everybody else that was on that committee. We talked in great detail of what our football program is going to look like, what our weight room is going to look like, and everything that goes in with those things. One of the things that you're going to find out real fast is that I'm no nonsense. We're going to get down to business right away. Obviously, I have to finish my contract, the school year up at Shelbyville until the end of the school year, but I will be down here probably once a week, maybe twice a week from now until the end of the school year, getting things ready to go, meeting with parents, meeting with players, meeting with coaches, meeting with administrators to get our things ready to go for the summer and on into August of next year. Our program is about three things: attitude, character, and effort. Those three things are the pillar, the foundation of what we're going to do here at Salem. Okay? The first one, attitude. No matter how bad of a day you're having, no matter how bad life is treating you right now at this very moment, the one thing you can control is your attitude. That's the one thing you can control. We want to have positive attitudes at all times, because life's going to deal you with some tough blows. Life's going to knock you down. And that's the one thing great about football. When you get knocked down, you got to get right back up again. But attitude is one of those things that we can all control. We can all control that. It doesn't matter if we're 6'5", 280 pounds, or we can run a 4.440, or we can bench press 300 pounds, or squat 500, whatever it is, it does not matter. You can control your attitude. As you can see, I'm kind of vertically challenged, as you can see. 5'6", but the one thing that helped me succeed as a player when I was younger was my attitude. Okay? My attitude. Always bringing a positive attitude day in and day out. And as a coach and as a football program, that's what we're going to be. We're going to bring positive attitude, positive energy 100% of the time. And if there is some negativity, sometimes as a coach, we help you out, we correct. At the end of the day, it's going to be positive. We're going to fist bump. We're going to put your arm around you and say, hey, we learned from our mistake. Now we move on to the next thing. And that's what having a great attitude is. Great attitude is being coachable. Being coachable. Knowing that, hey, coach is going to help me. I'm going to listen and I'm going to learn. And that is a big deal in not only just football, but in life in general. The second pillar of our program is going to be character. What kind of character do you have? Character means the way I define character is, are you doing the right thing when the coach isn't watching? Are you doing the right thing when the teacher isn't watching? Are you doing the right thing when your parents are out of town? That's what great character is. Okay? Obviously, as a coach and assistant coaches, we're not going to be there all the time. As far as, weight room, watching you this. Are you doing the right thing when those eyes are not on you? And that's what true character is. And of course, the last one is effort. One of the things, every coach preaches that, of course. Every coach preaches it. Hey, we got to give 110% effort. We got to do this. We got to do that. But I think the one thing that might separate us from our other schools, or what might separate us, is that you're going to see myself and your coaches give 110% effort at all times. You're going to see by example of the amount of energy and effort that I'm going to put into this, and hopefully that translates to what you guys are going to do in the weight room, in the gym, on the field, practice field, classroom, whatever it may be. I'm here for the long haul. As I told the school board a few days ago, why do you want to come to Salem? And I said, I'm looking, and my wife and I are looking for a home. And this is it. And with the turnout that I told my wife coming down, we're driving down 65, I said, I don't know how many people are going to be here tonight. It could be just the board and 10 people, and then look, there's over 100 people in here. And when I walked into the room, I said, I think we're in the right place, because they're serious about what's going on. So attitude, character, and effort will be the foundation of our football program. And it is my job to lead by example. It is my job to lead by example. Some of you that are parents are out there, you're entrusting me with your child. Whether it be in the weight room, whether it be on the field, whether it be in the gym, wherever we're at, you're entrusting me and my staff to do what's best for your son or daughter. And I thank you for that trust. And believe me, you're going to give 100. I'm going to give you 100% effort in that regard. I'm not perfect by any stretch of the imagination, and nobody is. As building a program, I'll make some mistakes along the way, without question. But the one thing you'll see me is that hopefully I learn from a mistake, and we don't let those mistakes happen again, because that's what education is all about. Okay? If you got to put it on the line, and you might fail, you might make a mistake, but the real guys, the real character, and the people that have guts, after you make a mistake, you get back right out there and try it again. That's what football is all about. You get knocked down, get right back up again. Believe me, I've been knocked down many times in my life. I've been knocked down, and you got to get right back up. If you stay on the ground, then you've given up. Because like I said, football is the greatest sport there is, because it emulates life more than anything else. It emulates life more than anything else because of getting knocked down and having to get back up. As I told the committee a few weeks ago and the board, it is my goal for you as a player in our football program to have the greatest experience of your life. To have the greatest high school experience you can. I've never had a player come up to me after 4 years of high school football and say, Coach, I just wish I wouldn't have played. It's usually the opposite. And not usually, it is always the opposite. I think my job is for you guys to have the greatest experience. If you're an incoming freshman or you're just a senior, you got 1 year of football left, we're going to try to make it the best experience of your life. And that's our goal. And anything that comes with that great experience comes with lots of work, lots of sweat, doing it with your buddies. Nothing good ever happened without a lot of hard work. And that's what we're going to start doing here once we get this thing rolling. As far as some of the things in our program that we're going to emphasize, as far as attitude, character, and effort, number one is going to be the weight room. Number one thing. In order for us to compete with the Brownstowns, the Charlestowns, the North Harrisons, and those types of teams in our league, we got to be better than them in the weight room. Okay? And you'll probably see, and anytime there comes a new coach, there's going to be changes. That's just the way it is. Okay? There's going to be change, and it's going to happen as we go along here. Change is tough for a lot of people. Change can be tough. But hang in there. It's going to be, in the long run, things are going to be great. Things are going to be great. Like I said, the ultimate goal as the head coach, obviously we want to win state championships. We want to win conference championships. We want to win sectional championships. But the ultimate goal is for you to leave high school with 3 great habits of attitude, character, and effort, and for you to have a great experience playing high school football. And that's pretty much all I've got tonight. I think one of the things I do have is some, I know we're going to have a call-out meeting here probably in the next week or so. I'm not sure to where I can get all your information, but I do have some sheets where you can fill out your name. We can get some of that taken care of tonight, and I can answer a lot of questions. If anybody's got any questions, I can answer those. I'm here for a while. I do have some of those half sheets here in a second that you guys can fill out. That way I can start getting to know you. So I can start getting to know you. It's going to be a little bit tough here these first few weeks, me traveling back and forth and doing all that. So you just got to bear with me, be patient. We'll figure it all out. But I'm open to answering any questions. We want to do that? If anybody's got any questions, surely the question is what kind of offense we're going to run. I think that's always a good question to ask. What kind of offense are we going to run, Coach? Well, we're always going to run an offense that's going to get us first downs and score points. How about that answer right there? My background is wing T. Okay, my background is wing T, and we're going to build from that. And if you know anything about the wing T, it's a lot of misdirection, a lot of power football, which we went to the wing T clinic 2 weeks ago. And somebody said it best. The wing T is a weight room offense. And that's what we're going to be. We're going to be a weight room offense. Okay? And then defensively, we'll probably be some kind of 4-3 defense, multiple 4-3 type defense with a lot of cover 2 read. And I don't know what you guys have done in the past. And we'll have to start coaching you up on all those stuff as we get into our spring and summer workouts and those things. So that's our offense. That's our defense. I think you could probably, as we go along here, one of the things I'm going to do, once I get approval from Coach Whedon, is that I'm going to get a website up and running that's going to have our playbook and a lot of things on there where you can start studying and things like that. And we'll get into the spring. You'll get all that information with our OTAs and things like that as we get into the spring where we start installing all the stuff we want to install. We're still a little early yet. We're in the down period of the IHSAA. We really can't do anything football-wise until April. Okay? We can't do anything football-wise until April. So we've got a little time when it comes to installing offense and defense. But I will put some stuff out there, and on a website or somewhere where you can start looking at our stuff and start looking and studying and start getting a feel for what we do, with probably even some film and some film clips as we go forward. Does anybody else got any other questions? I know. Yeah, that's fine.
I think the other night, something that you talked about was also meeting with the parents and getting to know the parents.
Absolutely, that's a great question. One of the things that I'm going to do here, once we get all your information, is it is my goal to meet with every parent in our program between now and the start of the football season in August. I mean, we usually just sit down and talk for about 20 to 30 minutes, get to know you, your family, everything that to help me get more acquainted with what your child's needs are, because we're all different. And I want to know what your goals, what your goals are at players after high school. Do you want to play college football? Do you want to play college baseball? Whatever it may be. I'm there. I want to know that information. So one of the things that I will do starting after tonight is start contacting parents or having parents contact me, where we can start setting up little meeting times between now and August where I can meet with you for about 20 to 30 minutes and just get to know you better. Get to know you better. Because I don't know anybody in this room. Well, I know a few people, but I don't know I don't know anybody. And it's my goal. We want this to be our home. I want to start meeting some of you. So that'll be a goal. It's nothing. We're not going to, there's no hurry, but the spring is the best time to do it. As we're all, kind of relaxed a little bit. We're not rushing into football season with a whole bunch of things going on. So that'll be one thing. Thanks for bringing that up. That we will do starting after tonight. And hopefully I maybe get an email address, possibly. That way we can start some of that communication and we can start setting up some meetings so I can get to know you. There's a question.
Coach, you turned around the Clarksville program. You had great success with the Floyd Central program that was down.
Yep.
What is it in your makeup that allows you to be able to go into programs that aren't at the top and turn them around?
Well, first of all, I have a lot of passion about football programs that have been struggling. That's one of the things I love. I love the passion and the energy of building building those programs. And I think the thing is we are very fundamental. I'm a very fundamental person, and we break things down into fundamentals. And I'm probably as old school as it gets when it comes down to some old things on how to play the game of football. Football comes down to blocking and tackling, and we got to be real good at that. That's what football comes down to. We got to be great blockers, great tacklers. And I think one thing that also, I'm 52 years old, but one of the things I've learned is I think I've got some wisdom on how things go. We get a lot of coaches out there that try to reinvent the wheel every week. Put in a new offense or run this spread, this pass play, or this. And it's a million different things. We have a philosophy. We stick to it, and that's how we get things done. A lot of coaches lose patience. I'll have a lot of patience because I know what works. This is going to work. We're just got to stick to it and get better at it. Just keep getting better every day. And you throw that in with our attitude, character, and effort motto, that's how things work. I'm coming from Shelbyville. A lot of people are going to look at Shelbyville High School and the record that we've had the last 2 years, where I'm at. We've been 1-9 the last 2 years. Well, 1-6 the COVID year, one of the COVID years. And then we went 1-9 this year. You're thinking, what in the world? We just hired a coach that went 2-15 the last 2 years. Believe me, we got a lot better. We got a lot better those 2 years. And our program it's ready to take off. It's ready to take off. And even though we didn't win a lot of games, our community, our parents, our fans, our players were all bought into what we were doing. And that's one of the toughest decisions I had to make, was to say, I'm leaving to go to Salem. And I've got to tell my players that tomorrow, and I will probably cry. Because they've bought into everything that we did, and they're getting ready to take off, to do even better things. So that's going to be a tough decision. That's going to be a tough day for me tomorrow. Because like I said, I'm emotionally vested into our team. I have 2 adult stepchildren. You guys are my kids. And the kids I had at Shelbyville were my kids, and it's going to be tough. They're going to be a tear shed tomorrow when I tell them. And so I'm not looking forward to that. But it is what it is. But yes, I enjoy. I'll tell you this little story. Again, I can run too long. I'm sorry. Tell me. Just give me the hook when it's time. Yeah. Give me the hook. Yeah. My first year as head coach in 2001, the year of 9/11. 2001, I was in South Bend, Indiana, at LaVille High School. I go up there to take the job. I'm 31 years old. And you go up there, and I'm the know-it-all. I know everything there is to know about coaching high school football. My first year as a head coach, I know everything. We're going to go up there. We're going to do this, and we're going to dominate. My first year, 0-10. 0-10. Season's over. Well, I thought I knew it all. I realized I didn't know anything. I didn't know anything. So you know what we did? We went back, broke everything down, went back to fundamentals, went back to attitude, character, and effort. That second year, we went from 0-10 the first year. The second year, we went 9-4 and won the sectional. And we ended up winning 2 sectionals in a row. Because the players bought in, the parents bought in, the community bought in. Even though we were 0-10, they saw progress, and they stayed with it. We got knocked down a lot. We kept getting back up. And I learned, like I said, that first year I thought I knew it all. And now, in my 21st year as a head coach, I'm still learning. Still learning. There's never that point. And I'm excited about coaching you guys. I'm excited about meeting everybody. I think I'm going to bring passion, energy, excitement. Like I said, I want it to be the greatest experience of your life. Any other questions? There's 1 or 2. Good.
You mentioned the weight room.
Yep.
What would you expect from the guys right now? I mean,
That's a good question. With me not being there, just keep doing what you're doing. That's all I can say. I know. Yeah, we're going to get there. Because I'm not going to step on somebody else's toes. It's not my, technically I'm not, that's not my thing right now.
I'm just saying maybe
Start working on just squat, power clean, trap bar deadlift, and sweat. I will answer this question. I will say it this way. And I didn't talk about this, Coach Whedon, in our football committee. It was one of my sayings I say all the time, and I didn't even bring it up. And I thought about this the other day. Talking about the weight room. And I go, and it's not just the weight room, it's the speed and agility, it's the cardio training, it's all the other stuff that goes along with it, the agilities. But anyway, I said, there's one muscle that we need to train harder than any other muscle in our body. And I always ask the kids this. They always raise their hand. Legs, biceps, pectorals. Nope. Hips. Nope. One muscle that we want to train. The heart. Right there. Both literally and figuratively. Literally, we need to have endurance. We need to have our heart muscle at top shape so we can play 4 quarters. Because I know there's going to be people probably playing both ways. We need to have our heart in tip-top shape, literally. And then we have to have it figuratively, that heart muscle, be the best. In other words, we got to play with heart, play with passion, work out with passion, work out with emotion. And that's what it's all about, that muscle right there. And as to answer your question, I don't know how to answer it right now because I don't want to step on anybody's toes because it's not me. We'll get there. We'll get there. Squat, power clean, trap bar, deadlift, bench press. Those will be our foundation. And we'll start talking in the spring as we go along on how to do all those exercises. I know you're doing some of them, but there'll be a Salem way of doing it once we get going. And that's what our first summer is going to be, is a lot of teaching, a lot of learning. And another thing, one of the things is with a new coach coming in, we got seniors. This is what stinks as a senior because you got a new coach and because you're a rookie too. But what's also good is all the assistant coaches will be rookies too in this program. So everybody's learning. I'm a rookie at Salem. I'm learning about you. So everyone's a rookie here for about the first 6 months. We're all feeling each other out. Okay? And so that's kind of, we got to get over that hump. And once we've figured all that out, we're going to be good to go. But it's going to be a lot of learning, a lot of teaching going on here these first 6 months till we start in August. And we never stop teaching. We never stop. Any other questions?
I actually have two.
Okay.
Coach, what is your goal as far as being able to reach out to other kids that are athletes throughout the school system to try to bring them into play, whether it be younger kids or older kids, and maybe outside of the system that's interested maybe?
Well, let me answer that last one. Outside the system, technically I'm not allowed to do any of that recruiting, but I'll tell you what will happen. Our actions will speak louder than words. Our actions will speak louder than words. And that's how we recruit kids from outside the district. We don't have to go talk to them. They'll just know. Because we can't, IHSA rules, we can't do that. But they're going to want to say, hey, I want to go to Salem and play. Because we love what they're doing over there. We love what they're doing. So word spreads. And that's where, help with parents, word spreads in the community and the way we promote our program as well. Recruiting kids in the school. Oh, that's nonstop, 365 days a year. I'm sure there's kids walking around, and you guys know them, that should be playing football. Yep, they should be. Every school's got them. How do you get them? Well, first of all, you got to develop that trust. You got to develop that trust. If I'm working with the kid in the weight room, or if I'm just walking down the hallway, I'm going to take an interest in his life. Okay? He's on the basketball team. Hey, nice dunk the other night, or nice three-point, whatever. Just all day long. Take an interest in what they're doing. One of the things that I have to do is to develop trust between players and me, parents and me, and players and players. Trust is a big thing. And when they start developing trust, when the football players start seeing the trust that we share amongst each other, then other players, other athletes, or other students are going to want to be a part of that. And, without going into a lot of details, one of the things we'll do is we will have, with our little kids, one of the things that we're going to do is we'll start a Twitter, and I'm going to shout out birthdays to our little kids, send them postcards in the mail, have our little kids camp, okay? Go over to the elementary, we got one elementary school or two. One elementary school, and go through those halls and fist bump. Have our kids go over there and read to them with their jerseys on. Just a lot of things like that to keep people excited about the program. And I hope that answered your question. There's a lot more that goes into it, but did I get all of them?
I've been affiliated with this program for a long time.
Okay.
I played on that section championship.
Okay, yeah.
I've helped coach Moss.
Yeah.
And, I know it's hard to bring those kids in that's never played before.
Yeah.
And I really try with the younger group. I have a son that's in middle school.
Okay.
I know it's hard. That's
Yep.
one of the reasons why we're asking questions.
Well, it's also an interesting thing. If you look at NFL players, you hear those stories all the time. Well, he didn't start playing until he was in the 9th grade, or he didn't start playing until he was a junior in high school. There's some of them that didn't even play football. They were college basketball players, and then they got converted to tight ends. And so there's a lot of stories like that. It's never too late. That's always a good thing. It's never too late to start playing football. It's never too late. Even if it's, if you guys know some seniors that are still thinking about it or on the fence, it's never too late. And they won't regret it. That's for sure. They won't regret it.
I got one more.
Yes?
I'm just being honest. I'm going to ask this. There may be a lot of people here that may not ask this, but I'm the one that's got the hair on my chest to do it. Here's the deal. Commitment. Okay? I would say I have kids in middle school. A lot of them sitting over here watching you right now. Commitment-wise, I know you've been places. I know you Shelbyville for a couple of years.
Yep.
You're moving. That's your thing. That's what you want to do. Commitment-wise for our kids. These kids over here. We need that. I want you to be here. If you're going to be the coach now, I want you to be here for when these kids get into high school.
Absolutely.
So that's kind of one of the things everybody's wanting to know.
Yeah.
For sure if you're going to stay.
I'm as I.
I can take that one.
There you go. My wife will answer.
I know
We're not moving anymore.
From Jeffersonville area, right? So I'm pretty sure you'd like to come home.
Yeah.
We're not moving again.
No. Let me tell you.
That's one of the things I wanted to ask.
Let me tell you. I'm looking for home. This is home. When I saw the crowd walking in tonight, I go, holy cow, this is home. Because, I mean, obviously this is my 7th stop. I'm not, there's been some great fits, bad fits, and there's been reasons I'm not going to go into that I talked to the committee about, but this is where life's brought me. And I've got, like I said, I've got 10 to 15 years, so I'm 65 till I can retire, okay, to get this thing rolling. And I'm not moving again. Believe me, she doesn't want to move. I don't want to move. My cats don't want to move. And I've heard nothing but great things about Salem. I wouldn't be here if I didn't hear.
I can just tell you have a very supportive group here that's willing to stand behind you, and we want to get this back where we need to be.
Well, I'm flattered and I'm honored to be the leader of the football program, and thanks for giving me this opportunity. My goal, I'm not going to let you down. You're going to see passion, energy, commitment, unlike probably what you've ever seen before, at least in the last, I don't know, I'm not going to, but I'm going to bring it. I'm going to bring it every day. And to answer that other question, in the weight room, you got to bring it every day. That's one of the slogans we use in the weight room. Bring it every day. You can't have a day off. You got to bring it. And that's what I do as a coach. And I want to set that example for all of our players, all of our parents, our community. Say, I'm going to bring it every day. I'm anxious to get started. I wish I could start teaching and coaching right now. Okay? I wish, but it's just not going to work out that way. That's just how it works in the high school. When you coach high school, you got to finish out your school year where you're at, and then you go. But I wish I could start 100%. Well, we'll go 100%, but every day here. But that's just not how it works right now. But I will be here, and we'll get it worked out. And it's just for a few months here in the spring. Well, we got March, April, May. We're just talking 3 months, and then we'll be here full time after that.
Thanks, Coach Gleason.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you very much for the attendance. Thank you for the support. It's greatly appreciated. At this time, you're welcome to go. We're going to have a reception in the cafe next door. So if you'd like to chat a little more with Coach Gleason, you're welcome to do that as well. Yes. Needed a motion to adjourn? Rodney makes a motion to adjourn, seconded by Rebecca White. All in favor, raise your right hand. All opposed, same sign. Motion passes to adjourn.
Right. Thank you.
Tonight is the official hiring and reception of our new football coach, Coach Brian Gleasing. Thank you for taking some time to talk with me and our SLN Lions Nation. We know you are a very busy man and one of Salem's most popular people now. First, for everyone out in Lion Nation that may not know you, give us a 30,000 feet synopsis of who you are, your years coaching, and how you made your way to Salem.
Well, this will be my I just finished my 21st year as a head coach, so I think next year will be my 22nd, if I'm doing my math right. I've been all over. I was originally at LaVille High School in South Bend as the head coach. I wrote about 20 years ago. Then I moved to Clarksville, and that's where I got familiar with Salem because Clarksville was in that conference. And then I moved to Floyd Central for 11 years. And then I was at Jeffersonville, Paoli, and Shelbyville, and now I'm back to Southern Indiana at Salem High School, and I'm excited about the opportunity to coach football here and teach and educate. And with the big crowd we had here tonight, it just shows the passion that people have for football.
We've seen that you've coached at a lot of other schools. So what drives you to take on programs that may not be at the top of the mountain and build them up and make them contenders?
Well, that's kind of one of the things that I'm kind of my niche is taking a program that's been down and getting them back to where they need to be. And Salem fits that perfectly. They've struggled, last year or so, and now it's time to, maybe to instill some new enthusiasm and some blood, new emotion into it, passion. And I think one of the things that I'll bring is that energy. And I'm excited about what we have to offer, and I'm excited about the future of Salem football. What made you go into coaching? Well, I've always was an athlete, and some of my greatest mentors were coaches. And I wanted to be just like them. My dad was a coach, and I wanted to be just like him. And not just as a coach, but as an educator. And so I just kind of followed in their footsteps, and a lot of my family's in education as teachers, so it's kind of in our blood a little bit. What are some of your favorite memories as being a coach? Probably, we had talked about earlier in the meeting that my first year coaching, and we went 0-10. And then my second year at LaVille High School, we went 9-4 and won the sectional. And that was just an amazing turnaround, and that was a big deal. We won 2 sectionals there at LaVille. Winning a conference championship at Clarksville was huge back in 2006, and then winning a sectional at Floyd Central as well. So speaking of coaching, let's get into some more of the specifics. How would you describe your style of coaching? I'm probably old school, but with some of the newfangled ideas, that are out there, utilizing I think I'm a good communicator, and communicating with not only our players but our parents. I think that's one key to success is making sure, being transparent, letting everybody know what's going on. We have nothing to hide, and I think that's a key to success. But old school. I think I'm an old school type coach, but with some newfangled ideas and new 2022 strategies. So what would your typical team practice look like? Well, our typical practice would look like, the first 10 minutes we'd have like a pre-practice with going through with your positions, going through some review or some drills, and then we'd have our flexibility and form running period, which won't last very long, 3 to 4 minutes, and then we'd go to our individual period where you'd break up into your position groups, and have 20 to 25 minutes of drills that you're going to do with your position coach, and then from there you kind of go into a group session, then a team session. So you go from individual, group to team, and that's kind of how it would work. So how do you measure your success as a coach, both for your team and individuals as well? Well, success can be measured in lots of ways. Of course, we all measure it, wins and losses, but I think as an educator, especially as a high school educator, I think you measure success in players having a great experience, as I've mentioned before. Do kids want to play again the next year? Do kids come back after they graduated and thank you for what you did? So I think that's the big thing in education. Now, of course, we all want to win, of course, and that's the goal. And it makes all the other things a lot easier to do when you win. Now, when you lose a lot, it makes it a lot tougher. So we need to have some success. We didn't have a typical Lions football year last year. What are some of the things that you were wanting to do to get Lions back to their winning ways? I think we got to get back down to fundamentals, break it down into basics, fundamentals. We got to be great blockers, great tacklers, and that's what ultimately football comes down to.
What are you looking forward to most while being at Salem, except for H&R?
I'm looking forward this being my home, with my wife and all the Salem Lions that were in attendance tonight and in the community. You know, we're average people, and we want to be part of the community. We want to be part of the school. We want to be part of everything, and that's all I want. And that's what we're normal people too, and we just want to have a great life here at Salem.
Well, thank you again, Coach Gleasing, for talking with me and Lion Nation. This has been Sydney Brown with SLNN. Now back to the studio.